Hi, I'm Wayne Garcia and you're watching Family Safety 123. Quiz time. In one hand here, I am holding a sports drink. In the other, I'm holding window cleaner. Can you tell which is which? Kind of tough to say, isn't it? Well, I'm going to tell you, this is the sports drink. This is the window cleaner. If you can't tell, then certainly your child can't tell, and that could result in a poisoning. Now, fortunately, that scenario is preventable with just a few easy steps. Dr. Frank Rosenblum is with us now with those simple tips that parents can use to safeguard our kids. Can you give us an idea of the kinds of things that might be lurking in our homes that we have to worry about?
Sure, be happy to. Unfortunately, there are many toxic substances in our houses, and that includes in our garages, kitchens, and bathrooms, and all over that children can get into. Most people know about cleaning agents and mouthwashes, and especially dishwashing detergent, etc.
Right.
But there are other things that people don't know about, and that's when they put out air fresheners or various cosmetics that may be available to the children and can be very, very dangerous to them. Even vitamins. Vitamins are good in small doses, but they can be deadly to children if they're given the wrong kinds of vitamins, and in larger doses they can kill.
Here's something that I give my children, these mints, breath mints, and we also have some anti-acid tablets. What's dangerous about that?
The breath mints, they look very similar to the antacid tablets, and so children taking 4, 5, 6 antacid tablets could be poisoned.
I've seen my kids eat some candy that reminds me a lot of drugs.
Right.
They look kind of like pills sometimes.
A lot of it is in teaching your children, talking to your children to make sure that they understand the difference. The second thing is you wouldn't want to store pills in the same way you store the candy.
What about things like maybe plants? You know, I mean, we hear sometimes on the news around Christmas time or even Easter, lilies or poinsettias might be poisonous.
There are many plants that are poisonous, and it varies depending on the area of the country you live in and what you've imported into your home from other places. The important thing is if you have a plant that you're concerned about that might be poisonous, you can call the Poison Center, and they have a helpline that can help you to determine whether or not a plant that you have is a poisonous plant.
So doctor, just generally, how should we store these things that could be deadly even to our children?
Well, I think it's important, first of all, to recognize that we need to talk to our children about these things, because a determined child can get about anywhere, and that will educate them and teach them what they shouldn't do. The next thing is to make sure that dangerous items are stored in high cabinets, far away from where they can usually get to. The next thing would be to make sure that if there is anything that is in a cabinet, that it be latched. And although latches are not child-proof, they're child resistant. The other thing is that all of the medications, all of things which are potentially poisonous, need to be kept in their original containers. Another thing that's important is that when people come over to your house, they have purses, and you've got grandma with her medications in the purse, and children can get into that. So purses and backpacks should be stored high up off the floor and where children cannot get to them.
Is there anything else we can do, maybe even be a good role model for our children when it comes to dangerous, toxic things that could be in our home?
The first thing I would say is to never call medication candy. A lot of times, especially with vitamins, the children are to know that this is medication, not candy. The second thing is if you are taking a medication yourself for something, don't necessarily take it in front of your children so that they see you do it all the time and they get the idea that they should do that. The other thing is to get rid of old medications that are no longer useful, they've expired, or you don't have the condition anymore that you're taking the medication for.
Thanks, Dr. Rosenblum. Great information. So there are many ways that parents can keep their kids and families safe from poisoning. But if you take away only 3 things, these are the bottom lines. Number 1, keep hazardous products in locked, high cabinets out of reach. Number 2, keep household items in their original containers. And number 3, talk to your kids about poison safety. These are simple steps that anyone can take to prevent poisoning. If you practice these steps consistently, your family will be safe and healthy. And you can find safety items shown today at your local hardware, home improvement, or child safety store.